Hey, what's going on everybody? It's me, Mark Robertson, and today we're going to be talking about how in the NBA, positioning for players has become a very different ball game. And so today's video is, what if different players played their position? What if they didn't play their traditional position? But before we get into that, thank you guys so much for all your love and support. I always love reading your guys' comments. I always get back to them ASAP. I always love seeing you guys hit that like button. While you're down there writing down your comment, can you please just hit that like button really quickly? It's right there, right next to the comments. Also, while you're down there, also hit the subscribe button. Come join the community. I love talking to all you guys. You guys are always amazing. I think we're at 186 for subscriber count, which is awesome. Keep building. We're going to be at 200 in no time, and I'll just think something up for a fun 200 special or something like that. But today, we're going to be talking about positioning. And before we get started, really quickly, the subscriber of the day, which you guys can always have a chance to be able to be my subscriber of the day if you're always commenting down below. If you follow me at my Twitter, which is Kings for Life 2K17, or Mark Robertson Jr. on Instagram. If you follow me either on there and just always are commenting, always sending good messages, always liking all my stuff, I always choose somebody at random from the comments or on there as my subscriber of the day. And who knows, you might be the next one. But for today's subscriber of the day, it's the person who gave me the idea for this video, and that's Power1313. He asked this question, and I'm getting right to it. Thank you for asking that question. Give you this shout out for asking that question. But let's get right into it. As time has progressed in the league, different positions have been kind of very interesting, because you've always seen like point guards have always been between 6 and 6'4". You get shooting guards between 6'5 and 6'8". You get power or small forwards who are between 6'8 or 6'7". It's like 6'7", 6'8 to 6'10", and then you get like the taller guys from 6'9 to 6'11 being power forwards, and then you get from that to 7 for being centers. In today's day and age, things are happening that are kind of interesting. For example, players like Giannis Antetokounmpo and Ben Simmons have been said to be able to play point guard, which would be very interesting to see them play. I've seen Giannis play shooting guard as well. Obviously, I'm not a Sixers fan, but I'm excited to see what Ben Simmons will actually, what positions he'll be playing for his team. If he'll play point guard, Fultz will play shooting guard, which a lot of people are saying Fultz is more of a shooting guard, which I kind of believe at the same time, because Fultz isn't really a playmaker. He's more of a shooting guard role in his team, but we'll just have to wait and see how that works. And then another player that doesn't really play, he plays in his position, but it's kind of interesting because he's like 7 foot tall. I mean, that's KD, Kevin Durant. He for sure is a very interesting sized player for his position. Like, he can shoot over anybody because he's that tall. Like, it goes the same with Giannis. Giannis, when he came into the league, was like 6'8", 6'9", and now he's like 7 foot. These guys are getting taller and taller as it goes, and it's very interesting to watch how this team is, or how the NBA is like changing over time when it comes to position. But I was thinking, what if we took a team like the Kings and see how many different positions you could play, or how many different lineups you can take at once, or at different times. So like during small ball, what can you play for this? During three-point shot, who can you play at what position for this? During all around different things like rebounding, who can you play here? Who can play here? Who can play all this different defense? You can play this. So yeah, just different lines. But I'm gonna go over examples of players that could play multiple different positions and bring a very versatile amount of positioning weapons for the Kings over time. For example, like Scala Labissiere can play power forward and center, and that's what he came in the league being, but he's 7 foot tall. He's pretty lean on the side of his like weight and his just body structure. He kind of looks like he could play small forward, like Kevin Durant kind of plays small forward, because Kevin Durant could play power forward if he really wanted to. For how tall he is, he could play power forward if they needed to. If the Warriors wanted to play it in this situation where they played Curry, Thompson, Iggy, Durant, Draymond at center, that's still a deadly lineup. You still have Durant guarding players like LaMarcus Aldridge, people like that, DeMarcus Cousins. Another example would be Malachi Richardson. Malachi Richardson over this offseason has grown a lot, and everyone said he's the forgotten player, but I feel like this season he's going to be really big for us, really good as a backup shooting guard, small forward. I see him taking on more of that small forward look because he has grown, but he's also gained a lot of muscle and a lot of wit since his injury, and so I'm very interested to see what he brings to the team coming up this season. Going on to another player, we got, like I said, Scal could play very interesting game. Richardson would play really well for small ball situation because he'd just be in there, just dominating small ball, small forwards that other teams would play. Like if other teams had players like a Follow could play small ball, or small ball, small forward, and he would Scal would be in there taking on that. But to go on to the next person, Garrett Temple. Garrett Temple could play 1 through 3. He could play the 1 position through the 3 position. That's a very versatile player. He's a really good playmaker. He's can shoot, he can guard, or he has good defense, so he can play those 3 different positions at once. Same thing goes for Bogdanovic, except for Bogdan is a lot faster of a player, a lot more speed to him. He can defend the ball. He's definitely better at defending the ball than Garrett Temple, but he's definitely going to play more minutes than Garrett Temple this season. But he can do the kind of same things. He's a good playmaker. He's a good passer. He's a good all-around player. It's just interesting to see how this season will go. Moving on, like George Hill. George Hill can play 1 through 2. Different setups. Maybe De'Aaron Fox play 1, George Hill play 2 if they decide to go with an ending lineup. Paul George play 1, or not Paul George. De'Aaron Fox play 1, George play 2, Bogdan play 3. So that'd be a very interesting. Bogdan play 3, Scal play 4, Willie play 5. That'd be very interesting. Or you can see a lineup where it's like George Hill, Bogdanovic, Scal, Willie, Papianis, where you just have a whole bunch of rebounding right there. You got a good shooter in Scal, and you have a reasonably good shooter in Papianis and Willie, but they can get to the basket pretty easily. Papianis can play 1 through 3 though, right?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Nah, just kidding. He plays 4 through 5 pretty well. I would love to see Papianis and Willie be out there in some sort of situation, because Willie could definitely play that power forward position if he need to, so could Papianis. I would rather see Papianis at 5, just because Willie, they're both good at blocking the ball, but Papianis has a little bit better rebounding skill, just being able to get up there and get those boards pretty easily. So that would be a lot better for him. Like I said, Willie could play 4 through 5, or 4 and 5 as well. Another player would be very interesting is Justin Jackson. He can play 2 and 3. I'm saying 2 because he's still not the tallest small forward, but he can still get in there and play as a shooting guard if he needs to. And like I said, Bogdan can play 1 through 3. Carter could play 2 through 3 because Carter's original position was shooting guard, and now he's playing more of the shooting guard small forward positioning. You got like Zach Randolph who can play 4 through 5. You have Giles who can play 4 through 5. You have Hield who can play 2 and 3, which will be very interesting to see how they play around Hield and Bogdanovic coming up in the season. We'll have to wait and see. There is a few players that can't really fit in with this kind of situation, where Kosta Koufis definitely can only play center. For sure can only play center. We saw this at the beginning of last season when they had Willie and Kosta Koufis. Frank Mason, if he was taller, he could play 1 and 2, but he's more of just a 1. He's a good shooting 1. And then we have De'Aaron Fox, who his best aspect is not shooting, so he can't really play shooting guard, but he'll get to being a good shooter. So, but I still see him being more of just a number 1 with his playmaking, his defense, and hopefully his up and coming shooting. But there's a lot of versatile ways this team could take it. Like I said, small ball would be very interesting. You run De'Aaron, Hill, either Richardson or Bogdanovic, and then Scal. If he really got his defense up and he bulked up a little bit, even Justin Jackson could play small ball 4. Have Giles play small ball 5, which would be very interesting to see how that lineup would be in the near future, because obviously that's not going to be an initial lineup for us. But there's just a lot to come with, guys. There's a lot to see with this upcoming roster and how this team is going to build over time. And Dave Yeager has plenty of different options to use for this team. So we just gotta wait and see. They did recently announce the preseason schedule, so we do have a rematch with the Lakers in Las Vegas. So hopefully De'Aaron Fox and Lonzo Ball finally get their face-to-face rematch. But we'll just have to wait and see. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, like, comment down below what you guys think about this. Do you guys think that the Kings are going to have a very versatile team, being able to run the ball in different positions? What do you guys think about positioning? Is it becoming positionless basketball, or is it still like dependent on people's positions? Comment down below. Like I said, I always pick somebody below that's a subscriber, and like just either comments down below, or as always follow me on my Twitter, my Instagram, or stuff like that. But yeah, all the links for that will be down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys later, Hoop fans.